The RCMP's forensic examination of a pink blanket found on Lansdowne Road may hold the key to solving the mysterious disappearance of 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack, who vanished from their rural Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. So I'm Joseph Morris, delivering the latest on this heart-wrenching case from Pictou County. Please like and subscribe for more Jack and Lilly updates. So let's get into it. Family members disclosed that half of a pink blanket was discovered tangled in a tree near an ATV trail off Lansdowne Road, while the other half was found discarded in the trash at the Sullivan home, where it had been used to cover a window before it was discarded. This unusual detail raises questions about its purpose. I mean, someone might have used the blanket to conceal or comfort the children during a hurried transport along the trail, with a piece catching in the tree and the rest thrown away to eliminate evidence. And of course, how can we forget this picture from the National Post that shows the ATV very, very clean with absolutely no mud on it, when apparently they were searching throughout the woods in the springtime in northeastern Nova Scotia when there's supposed to be a lot of mud everywhere. Even Daniel said in his interview that Lily's backpack would most likely have mud on it. This ATV has no mud on it, not even on the wheels. I find this highly suspicious. I don't know about you guys, but, did he potentially dispose of evidence and then hose down this ATV? I don't know, but it does strike me as odd. Alternatively, someone close to the family could have placed the blanket in the tree to mislead searchers into believing the children wandered off while disposing of the remaining piece to minimize its significance. I think Daniel Martell actually pushed that theory in some of his interviews on A Crime and Shame. So Daniel Martell, the children's stepfather, actually told CBC News the blanket did not belong to Lilly, and then he later said it did belong to the children. So this contradicts police suggestions and fuels speculation about whether this was a simple mistake by Daniel or something more intentional. Also, Maleyha's half-sister, Haley Ferdinand, alleges that they discovered meth, if you know what I mean, linked to Martell on the day of the disappearance. So she says they heard Daniel rummaging around in the washroom and they opened it up and found the paraphernalia, which led to a fight where Maleyha left the home. Although these are allegations, so take them with a grain of salt. But shout out to Hidden in the Fog, or Susan, for this interview, who I'll link in the description below. And maybe that has something to do with his inability to remember things properly. So as you know, on the morning of May 2nd, Malehya Brooks-Murray, the children's mother, made a frantic 911 call at 10 a.m., reporting Lilly and Jack missing from their trailer on Gairloch Road. She and Martell explained that Lilly was moving in and out of their bedroom while Jack was making noises in the kitchen, and they likely slipped out through a nearby silent sliding back door into the surrounding woods. Lilly, standing 4 feet tall with light brown hair and hazel eyes, was likely wearing a pink Barbie top, pink pants, and rainbow printed rubber boots, possibly carrying a cream-colored backpack with a strawberry print. Jack, 3 feet 6 inches tall with dark blonde hair and hazel eyes, was dressed in black Under Armour jogging pants, blue dinosaur print boots, and possibly a pull-up diaper. These vivid details describe two inseparable siblings who loved bugs, dinosaurs, and playful things, now gone without a trace, leaving many people to be totally gripped by this case and really wondering, how do two children just disappear like that so easily in the woods? I mean, they're so small and tiny, and Jack was wearing pull-ups, so if he was really being Jumanji throughout these woods, you would think he would leave a trace behind, like even just an item of clothing. Well, the RCMP launched an extensive search covering 5.5 square kilometers of rugged terrain, including dense brush, creeks, and debris from a 2022 tropical cyclone, with 160 volunteers, police dogs, thermal imaging drones, and helicopters. Searchers found boot prints on the family's driveway and a nearby pipeline trail, so 2 separate boot prints at 2 separate places, suggesting the children might have wandered off, but no other traces like Lily's backpack or either child's boots were uncovered. By May 7th, after 6 days of searching, the RCMP scaled back efforts, stating it was unlikely the children remained in the area. The major crime unit involved since day 2 took over, indicating they were exploring suspicious circumstances. Martell, adamant that the children were taken, cooperated fully, providing his phone, undergoing a 4-hour interview, and passed a polygraph test. And you're going to be finding me doing this a lot in this video, but Daniel Martell is the only one that says that he passed the polygraph. The RCMP did not confirm that, so he's allegedly passes the polygraph. And again, the polygraph is a pseudoscience, like literal serial killers pass polygraphs. So again, take it with a grain of salt. However, Maleyha's actions add an unusual twist. The day after the disappearance, she left town with the couple's 1-year-old daughter to stay with family elsewhere in Nova Scotia, cutting off contact with Martell, blocked him on social media, and updated her Facebook status to single. Her mother, Cindy Murray, told reporters the family is praying for the children's return, but has been instructed by police to remain silent. Even though, like with most things in this case, we later find out through a CBC report that the mother was strictly told by police to be careful what she shares to the media, not necessarily be silent. So again, there's just a ton of lies in this case, and it's really hard to keep track of. I'm struggling, to be honest. I don't know about you guys. So today, on July 16th, the RCMP provided a significant update, stating they are reviewing 5,000 video files from cameras around Lansdowne Station and following up on over 600 public tips. They have formally interviewed more than 60 people, some of whom underwent polygraph tests and secured judicial authorizations, at least 7 by June, likely more now, to seize devices and materials that might hold clues. The forensic examination of the pink blanket continues, with over 800 tasks currently active in the investigation, led by the Northeast Nova Major Crime Unit with support from RCMP units in Ontario, New Brunswick, the National Centre for Missing Persons, and the Canadian Centre for Child Protection. Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon emphasized their dedication, stating, quote, "A tremendous amount of careful, deliberate investigative work is underway by people here at home and in other parts of Canada. Our collective efforts will continue every day until we determine with certainty the circumstances surrounding Lilly and Jack's disappearance," end quote. The Nova Scotia Department of Justice has included the case in its Rewards for Major Unsolved Crimes program, offering up to $150,000 for information based on its investigative value, not requiring an arrest or conviction. The community remains devastated. Neighbors like Madison Spears, whose daughter played with Lilly and Jack, are grieving deeply. A makeshift memorial with teddy bears and flowers stands outside the Stellarton RCMP detachment, and a candlelight vigil on June 3rd drew dozens of supporters. Despite backlash from YouTubers and influencers alike, Darin Geddes has doubled down on his claims that Lilly and Jack are on the Shubenacadie Reserve, protected by their family, in a recent post. He wrote, quote, "This has been blown out of proportion. Maleyha hasn't been charged with anything yet. She has full custody of the children, so there was no abduction. She had every right to move her children. The Lost in the Woods narrative is nonsense. Her only serious mistake was telling those 2 lies in a panic when Janie, Mackenzie, Daniel Martell's mom, confronted her. The children are with her native family, where they belong. If she reveals they're alive now, she risks charges for those lies. There's a legal battle underway. The RCMP mishandled this from the start. They know the truth but are staying silent, hoping this fades away to avoid looking incompetent. They know where the children are just as I do, and if everything comes out, their mistakes will be exposed. This isn't over. The kids are on the Shubenacadie Reserve, protected by their family, where they should be," end quote. So again, these claims remain unverified and speculative, like a lot of things in this case, so I'm sticking with RCMP updates. So take Darin Geddes' claims with a grain of salt, but it is quite compelling. Also, Janie Mackenzie, which is the Daniel Martell's mother who lives on the trailer in the back. I was watching another live stream from Sunny Austin on A Crime and Shame, and Janie Mackenzie allegedly just said, basically, they're both lying, and that what went down that morning wasn't at all what they said. It was Janie Mackenzie heard Maleyha come out of the back door, and then Lilly was making that loud scream she always makes, and then Janie found Maleyha at the end of the driveway looking stunned on her phone. And that's when Janie Mackenzie alleges that she thought Maleyha put them into a vehicle and they drove away. Like the kids were taken away. And then that's when Daniel came outside. So they're all on the same page. These three people, Daniel and Janie, are on the same page about what happened that morning. And then Daniel was allegedly just protecting Maleyha because Daniel loves Maleyha and wants the best for her. And then I also heard other gossip that now Daniel has a new woman. But again, I try to stay away from gossip. Apparently there is a interview coming out shortly with Janie, Mackenzie, and Darin Geddes and what they have to say. So I'm looking forward to that. What do you guys think about all this? Do you think the blanket means nothing or could it mean everything? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting my face here. And let's roll the outro. Bye guys, love you.